Please get excited, but please don't get appalled. You are about to watch Mafia Radio with DJ Paul.
DJ Clue, what's happening, man?
What's good, baby?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. How you?
Yo, man, chilling, man. Working from the crib, vibing out. What's up with you?
Man, same old lockdown, working from the crib.
Yeah, man. Out. That's what it's been, baby. That's what it's been.
I got that same chair.
A word?
Yeah, I'm looking at that chair like, damn, was this nigga at my other house?
Yeah, I might be. I might be in the other crib just chilling, laying up, man. Just chilling up.
Exactly. Yeah, so look, I want to first start off by saying The Ghetto Fabulous was one of my favorite albums of all times.
Oh,
I played the hell out of that album, man.
Appreciate that.
And it was so dope. It's you and Fabulous, obviously y'all still work together?
Yes, sir.
It was dope. So you discovered him.
Yeah, actually, my partner Skane, he brought him to me because we had some mutual friends that we actually used to do parties with. They used to hire me to do parties and shit, DJ him. So they brought him to him, and he brought him to me. And basically, like, it was a situation where I was at the radio station. Nori was up there, freestyling. He came up there, and I'm like, yo, I threw him in the piranha tank. I'm like, yo, you next to freestyle. Stay right here. So that's how that happened, man.
And he killed it.
Definitely.
So you got any more artists signed to Desert Storm?
Right now we don't really have no more acts on Desert Storm. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing in a way, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I have some acts I'm working with currently that I'm curating and just probably like by top of the year we're gonna launch some new music and shit like that.
Yeah, because this is a weird year, man. Like, what did you think about music this year? I saw a lot of folks' streams went up because niggas just sitting at home. Do you think this year was cool for music or no? I think it was kind of cool actually. Outside of the live performances.
Yes, I mean it was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you could just name a bunch of songs that are gonna be classics for timeless records that came out, but I mean there's definitely was some hot records that came out, but I can't say there was too many that were timeless.
Yeah. Well, what messed up a lot of records this year, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, is not having people like you, the DJs in the club, to be able to put the record to the next level.
No, definitely.
Not having the clubs. Like I went through that this year. I made a Latin hip hop song with a dude named O Plus out of Colombia, and then after we made the record, I thought about it. I was like, damn, it's like a strip club record, but there ain't no strip clubs to play it in.
Yeah, unless you're in Atlanta or Miami.
Yeah. Exactly. So, not having the DJs to be able to play the records, man, that really put a dent in shit.
Yeah, man. So, like, it's like the type of thing where it's like, hey, what you gonna do, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you only live once, and you gotta, just make the best of things, man. Like, you just never know, like, when your time's gonna come. And we had so many people, have untimely deaths this year. So it's like, like, you just got to count your blessings, live your life, and do the best you can, man.
Yeah, you can, because it's short as hell. I was just talking to my boy about this last night. I was like, man, life is short as fuck. And the crazy part about life with men don't really get to our fullest, our capabilities of how smart we can be till we about to die. Men don't really mature till they like 36. Well, it used to be 36. Now they done moved it up to like 38, 39.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So like, shit, some of us don't even live to be that long.
Yo, man, I was just saying that, man. It's like, I mean, what could you do, man? Like, like you gotta just know, like, live for the moment, man. Like, that's the best way I can even put it. You know what I'm saying?
So on a positive note, let's start from the beginning. So you come from Queens, right? You come from like LL Cool J Block and all that. Irv Gotti,
We from the same neighborhood, man. We from the same neighborhood, bro.
Wow, that's
Real
hard.
talk.
Did you ever see them when you was young?
Of course. I mean, that was like part of my motivation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like ICL coming through. I remember he came through with the the BMW 850. The coupe, you know what I'm saying? And back then, that was like the Rolls Royce back then, you know what I'm saying? So you see that, like, you like, whoa, like, yo, $100,000 car coming through. Oh man, I'm like, yo, that's my car. I need that.
Yeah, I would have passed out because LL Cool J is my favorite rapper of all times.
Oh, dope.
I probably wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for LL Cool J. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So, like, my mama had a turntable in the living room, and like all of our moms, she told us don't touch the turntable. Obviously,
Yeah.
don't be trying to scratch and all that shit because she's like, you gonna fucking break my needles.
Word.
So what I would do is I recorded back when Rap City used to come on. I think it was Rap City at that time. I recorded the I'm Bad video. And you know how it had the close up of the Cool J. It showed the DJs, you know what I'm saying? So,
of course.
Like, when my mama left one day, I was looking out the window. As soon as she got down the street, man, I went in there, played that VCR tape, got on her turntable. And then what I did was, you remember on the VHS tapes back in the day, it had the slow motion button.
Of course.
I hit the slow. Damn, I wish we still had that shit on TV. I hit the slow motion button and I started practicing that scratch, like, and that was the first scratch that I learned. That fucking man, LL Cool J was my shit. I used to live in the same neighborhood out here in LA, but I love Cool J, man.
It's hot, man. It's hot.
Yep. So you came up out there, and what did you started off as an MC?
Yes, I started out rapping first, man. I was actually my MC name was Drama.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that I was rapping and shit, man. And I was just like, you know, I did the show and I was like, yo, man, I kind of like being more behind the scenes, man. I didn't really like, you know, kind of like, you know, the whole rapping thing too much. It was cool, but and I was all right, but I was like, man, I think I'd be better just, you know, doing the music, being a DJ. So I started doing learning the DJ and doing the mixtapes and shit, man, like that. So that's how I got my start, man.
Man, that's like my start. It's like you just sat up here and told my story. Like I didn't want to be a rapper or a DJ. You know, I wanted to be a producer. I just wanted to make beats. So my brother Lord Infamous, rest in peace, Lord Infamous, that was in 3-6 Mafia. He was the rapper. And one day he was too lazy. We was fucking sitting around smoking, we was making a song. He was too lazy to write the second verse. And he's like, Paul, you should write the second verse. I was like, Ricky, I don't want to write the verse. I don't want to rap. He's like, you should write the second verse. And I went on and did it. So, you know, thank God I did that. But I started making little songs here and there with him. And to get the songs out there, I would put them on mixtapes in between other people's songs. So I would like play like a LL, a NWA, or Airbnb Rakim, then a DJ Paul and Lord Infamous. Then go into some DOC and blah, 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 then a DJ Paul and Lord Infamous, like sneak it in there. And then the next day, niggas would come to school like, hey, man, what was that fourth song you played? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Let me think. Me, nigga. Me.
Oh, man, crazy.
Yeah, so you got into you started making okay, let's go back before we get into the tapes. How did you come up with the name Desert Storm? Because of the war?
Well, that was a little part of it, but they used to call Queens the desert. So one from Queens, you know what I mean? So then, you know, that was the and the way we used to roll around the hood is like we was ready for war. Cause you know what I'm saying? We used to be gripped up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You had the boots on. It had the boots on.
Had the boots, the heavy artillery. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you know how that go when you're young and wild.
Yeah, young and wild. I remember those days. So then you started the Desert Storm mixtape series?
Well, actually, it was really just the you know, the clue the Clue mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, you know, I had some Desert Storm shit. You know what I'm saying? And Desert Storm mixtapes, and I was doing some of the Bad Boy mixtapes. You know, just like I was like anything that, you know, was generating noise and making money, I was with it, man. So I was just trying to do the right thing and be on the right and get myself on the right path, so that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, later on down in life I could be, you know, I could be on cruise control.
Mm-hmm. And you bought Envy's first. You bought your first turntables from DJ Envy from Breakfast Club.
Oh, but not no. What happened was I took Envy wanted to DJ like I DJ because, you know, he lived across the street from me, so I was
For
DJing.
real?
Yeah, I was DJing first. So he wanted to buy his turntables, and his father, you know, brought him to my crib and was like, "Yo, like we want to go buy some turntables. Could you come with us to the store to pick out the right ones? Because I want to make sure I get him the right one." So I took him. I actually went with him to buy his set of first
Oh,
turntables. Yeah, so that's how that went.
that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Envy
So,
owe you, man.
yeah, yo, Emily, bring me like a Rolls Royce or something. You owe me, my nigga. You heard?
Yeah, you owe him like a motherfucker. So you was the okay, before we get to this next question, I'm gonna tell you a little story about my first turntables. Actually, really just a mixer. I had the turntable, but I didn't have a mixer. And a friend of mine, man, it's a really sad story too, to be honest. A friend of mine bought me my first mixer. You know what I'm saying? And he came on my house and he hand delivered me the mixer. And then he turned around and said, "I killed my dad." And I was like, "Hold up, what happened?"
What?
And he's like, he tried to jump on me or this and that, and I killed him. He was like, "But you know what? I see y'all later in life, man." And he just left about the house, and I just watched him walk across. That house at that time was a house I was renting from my dad. It was on 2 acres, and I just watched him walk across this long front yard and just walk off into the trees, and then never seen him again in my life.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
crazy.
crazy. I still got that mixer in my room right now. I don't use it, but I still got it in there. It was one of those mixers. You remember the mixers back in the day that had the wood on the side?
Oh, those were lit. You was lit.
Those just was lit as fuck. Yeah, man, that was
Oh,
crazy.
damn, that's a crazy
So
story.
yeah, real crazy. So you was the first DJ to go platinum.
Absolutely. First one to sell a million units, man. Like, very proud of that. And you know, like, not for nothing, like, I don't think no one expected it. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, a lot of the record execs, they didn't really expect that, man, from the DJ Clue. So to do that was a big accomplishment.
And this was like a compilation with different artists.
Yeah, a bunch of different artists on there, you know what I'm saying? Um Shit, I had to go platinum, man, because you know, I was doing a lot of parties before I even started doing the album shit. And I was used to, like, you know, flying first class and shit. So, you know, Def Jam's flying me out to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
promote the album. They want to put me in coach. You got to upgrade your own ticket. I'm like, what? So they like, yo,
Hell no.
they said, you know, you gotta go platinum before we pay for you to fly first class. I said, all right, I'm gonna fix y'all. Watch this.
Birdman told me a long time ago. This is like in 1997. We was doing a song together. They came up to Memphis, and Birdman, he's like, "You ever float?" This was when all of us was really starting to get hot, mid-90s. And Birdman, we was sitting up there eating a Cajun chicken pasta from Applebee's. That was his favorite dish, the Cajun chicken pasta. And there was an Applebee's down the street from our studio. So we were sitting up there. Me and him was eating one. And Birdman looked at me and he said, "You ever flew first class, bro?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "Man, once you go behind that curtain, he said, once you go in front of that curtain, you'll never go back."
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, man, that was funny as fuck, man. So,
Crazy.
so I heard that you had like an unreleased Biggie song or verse back in the day.
Yeah, man. I had a leak, man. I had a Biggie song before it came out. Man. I had a leak, man. So, you know, when I put that on the mixtape, obviously, you know, it caught everybody's attention. You know what I mean? But I don't think he was too happy about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so, It's
You
like
just came across it. I don't even want you to tell me how you got it.
I can't tell you, I can't get nobody in trouble. I can't tell you how I got it, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I don't want you to tell me.
It was a super exclusive, man, at the time. So you know, I had to do some real finessing to get that.
That's dope. He's still alive.
No. Oh, the guy who gave me the song, yeah, of course, yeah, of course. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him.
Good. So you you initially linked with Roc-a-fella. Maybe
Yeah,
through
that was
Irv Gotti, with Irv Gotti being your neighbor.
Yeah, Irv Gotti he's from our neighborhood too. So Irv Gotti had like I was out delivering mixtapes, and he like, you know what I'm saying, he was like, yo, like he called me like, yo, I'm with this guy JC. I want you to meet him. He's trying to work his record and get hot. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to personally hand deliver you the vinyl and, you know, meet you and, you know what I'm saying, and possibly link up and do some things. I'm like, all right, cool. So I had met with Jay. They met me in Harlem at one of the more popular mixtape spots, Harlem Music at the time. So I met them right in front of there and shit. And then we started just kicking it. And, you know what I'm saying, he gave me the record. I started playing the record. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was just like a whole meeting that started some shit that changed the whole perspective on the whole music game. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jay linking up was like, you know, that was a special moment in time. So
That's dope. You still talk to Jay?
I haven't spoken to him in a while. I mean, I've seen him on like, you know, different events. But I don't think we don't really keep in touch like that no more.
I saw one day I saw Jay-Z at the BET Awards. This was in like 2006, 7.
I was probably there then.
Huh?
I was probably at that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you was at that one.
Yeah.
So this was right after this was the one in LA, and this was right after we won the Oscar. We was nominated for a BET Award. And we ended up losing to the Black Eyed Peas. You know, they won Best Hip Hop Group, which I love Black Eyed Peas to death. But I didn't even know Black Eyed Peas was a hip hop group. You know, I didn't know because they do so much stuff. Like, you know, I don't know. They do EDM, they do all kinds of stuff. One of the greatest groups of all times. But anyway, we lost. And after we lost, I got up to leave. Me and Juicy got up to leave, and I was walking away. And next thing I know, Jay-Z stood up and he put his hand in my chest. He put his hand in my chest like that. And I'm like, and he's like, nigga, next time I see you, you better have that gold man hanging around your neck. And I was like, nigga, give me your black card. I go back 20. So anyway,
right?
10 years later, in 2016, I went and got I thought about that story, and I went and got the chain made. I got 2 of them made actually, but I got that chain made of that.
Word?
Yeah, Jay-Z told me to do that. Shout out to Jay-Z for making me spend money. They ain't got motherfuckers.
That's what he does. He talks about stuff in his songs to make you spend that paper.
Yeah, exactly. So like back in 1996, when we brought our Teddy Club up, the first major album, I went to buy a Range Rover, and they were showing me the 2 different ones. And they was like, "Which one you want?" And I was like, and I thought about it. He was like, Jay-Z was like, "If it ain't a so and so, better get your change." You remember that?
4.6.
Yeah, so I'm like, give me that one right there, the most expensive one, the 4.6. Fucking Jay-Z.
Yeah, I you know, a crazy story about that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so boom, you know, like I said, I was going out of town, do a lot of parties, man. So, you know, y'all had to Tear the Club Up song out. And there was like a law in South Carolina that if you play that song, because kids were really tearing the club up. So if you play that
they
song,
just put it in our contract. It was in our contract that we couldn't perform it.
Yeah. So they said, yo, you play that song, the cops are gonna arrest you if you play that song. I'm like, what? I'm like, damn, like, yo, I can't play the song.
What? I
remember specifically, it was in South Carolina. They told me, listen, if you play that song tonight, you're going to jail, son. I said, you know what? I'm good. Word.
Wow.
You cannot play Tear the Club Up because kids was literally breaking the whole club apart.
You should have went tap, 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 tap. Psych.
Yeah. It was bad.
I've never heard that. Now, I always tell the story about how they would put in our contract that we couldn't perform the song, but I never heard a DJ say that he couldn't play it.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
what the fuck?
I couldn't even play the song, bro. What'd you do?
Man, well, I tell you one thing. One day I was in North Carolina, meet Juicy, Crunchy, and I think like Project Pat, and we did a show in North Carolina, and I remember seeing Jagged Edge. I don't know if they was on the show, but I remember they was at my hotel. We hung out and had drinks in my room. And I don't know if they was at the club that night or whatever. But we was on stage performing. And we was doing Tear the Club Up. And man, next thing I know, I heard pop, pop, pop. I just kept rapping. Everybody in the crowd started running like a motherfucker. I just kept rapping, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck it. My security ran up, grabbed me around my waist, picked me up, took me outside, and I was like, what? And then when he was taking me out, I saw a nigga laying on the middle of the dance floor. I was like, wow. So we went outside. We was in my van. They told us to get on the ground. Fucking police come up. Police started running around the back. My security guard grabbed a shotgun. The police didn't. They let him come with them. Like, yeah, nigga, come out.
That's crazy.
And all of them went around the back of the building, and I don't know what the fuck happened after that, but yeah, that song was dangerous, man.
Definitely.
It was dangerous as fuck. So who is DJ Clue's favorite DJ?
My favorite DJ? Ooh, that's a DJ Clue's favorite DJ. I mean, I can't really say I have one specific DJ who's my favorite, bro. I'm being
top
honest.
Three. Top three
DJs. Shit. When I was coming up, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm from Queens, so you know some of my favorite DJs. I would have to say Ike Love, who's from my neighborhood. He used to do like all the hip hop R&B blends, like, you know what I'm saying. He was one of the he actually one of the DJs who taught me how to blend records together real smooth. Like, that was one of the things he taught me how to do. So him, I would have to say him. I would have to say, of course, Kid Capri was buzzing at the time, and Ron G. You know what I'm saying? They was killing it.
Yeah, I know Kid Capri.
Yeah, Kid Capri and Ron G. They like those. Like, when I was trying to get on, those are the names that you had to compete against. Like, if you trying to get your mixtapes out, like, you know what I'm saying, from my neighborhood, it was like, you know, you would hear about Ike Love, Grandmaster Vic, you know what I'm saying, Baby J, and then from uptown, it was, you know, Ron G, Kid Capri.
Now, it's funny that you brought up blending, because I was going to ask you about that. Is blending a big thing on the East Coast or not? Because I've been in some clubs in New York and they just stop the record and play the next record.
Yeah,
like,
they do. That's a new thing.
Who Kid does it like that? Who Kid does it like that?
We call that slamming.
Slamming?
When you slam the record into each other, you just slam the record into the next record. Yeah. I mean, blending. I mean, obviously, blending is more so. I would have to say it's more done on the radio more than anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, radio where you like really have to blend the records together and have it sound smooth, but it's not really, you know, a thing. Like, I think they slam the records here more for shock value. I don't know how they do, you know, in Memphis. I gotta call Devin Steele up, man. Ask him, you know what I'm saying? That's what the vibe is down there, man. But I don't know
niggas still blending.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. But I like the slam. I didn't know that was the name of it. I like it. I went to a show. I went to like a party a couple times with Who Kid. That's my nigga, and he rocked the hell out that motherfucker. But I was like, damn, they don't blend the records here, you know. But it was cool. But I do get what you're saying about the shock value, because when that record jump out and then you hit it with like something hard as fuck, they be like, oh shit. Because with the blend, it give it away. You hear it coming in.
Yeah.
But like you said, with the slam, it's like boom, like damn.
Yeah.
That's hard. So speak a little bit about, I'm not going to hold you too much longer, but I got to talk about this one. Speak a little bit about your relationship with Diddy, man. I love Diddy. I think he's one of the smartest motherfuckers in the music business.
I mean, I kind of knew of Diddy for a minute, like we kind of like in passing. And then, you know, with the whole thing with the Biggie situation, you know what I'm saying? When Biggie had called, yo, Clue, I'm looking for you. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was working up at RCA under Steve Stout, so they would always like be calling each other. So one day when I was in the office and Steve wasn't there, I called D like, yo, like I heard y'all look for me, this, that, third, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what's good? And he was like, yo, where'd you get that song from? I was like, I can't tell you. And he was mad. He's like, yo, we need to, like, you know what I'm saying, be on the same page going forward. Like, so he's like, I'm gonna talk to Big and squash it, whatever. And then we going, you know, after that, they was hosting my birthday parties, man, coming to my birthday parties and shit. So it was cool, man. We got in the studio and shit, so and vibed out and made it into a working relationship, you know?
Yeah, I heard you picked Hypnotize, More Money, and More Problems. You picked those singles.
Yeah, and they played me the album, and they was like, "Yo, which songs you want to play on your mixtape?" And I was like, I picked Hypnotize and More Money, More Problems. I thought those were like, to me, like were the standout records that I know that could make that big impact, that big splash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's hard.
I picked those to run with.
Oh yeah, you picked some good ones. I heard you're a love connector, man. A love connector, man. I didn't know that, man.
Oh man, people always say it because
Lala and Cardi B.
Yeah,
Lala with Carmelo Anthony and Cardi B with Offset. Let's start with this Offset one. How the hell did that happen? We way up in New York.
Yeah,
well,
so
New York too, though.
I had a birthday party I was doing at a spot out here called Aces and shit, man. So the Migos had came to the radio station to do an interview. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, and they was hosting the party, so I was like, yo, I'm doing a party tonight. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If y'all need some females, I can invite some females for y'all, whatever. He's like, and also put me to the side here. Listen, man, I don't know what you got going on, but he's like, yo, I need the Cardi B chick, man. What's up with her? I'm like, yo, I'm like, oh, that's the homie, because I know Cardi from, like, you know, when she used to be dancing at Sue's and shit and Starlets, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I can make that happen. I'm gonna reach out to her and tell her to come out tonight, whatever. So
her single was already out at this point.
Nah, she wasn't outside. She wasn't out. Oh no, you said that was she out as an artist?
The single.
I think her single was out. Her single had came out. Her single was buzzing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I had hit her up like, yo, my man wants you to come out. And she was like, yo, I got an early flight tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Her manager like, now she got an early flight. She probably can't come out tonight, but she's like, maybe like, you know, later in the week we could link up, whatever. So I told him like, yo, I got you. I'm gonna make sure it goes through the stand third. So, you know, and the rest is history, man.
That's hard. I'm talking about major history too, nigga.
Nah, definitely.
Major history. So Carmela and Lala. Lala's was a good friend. I ain't seen Lala forever, but Lala was a good friend of mine. Like Lala used to actually come to our house in LA. Like not on no, you know, date type stuff. Just like hang out at the home.
She was doing the radio out there, right?
I can't remember what she was doing. She used to be hanging out with Venus and Serena a lot, and Venus and Serena used to come to our house. We used to hang out with them, and Lala would be with Venus and Serena.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't remember what she was doing in LA, but this was in 2006.
Okay.
2006, 2007. But yeah, Lala would come over our house, and Lala was super, super cool, man. So how did you hook that one up?
Well, me and Lala, we were doing MTV Direct Effect. We had both got hired. We had both tried out for that position. We both got hired for the show. You know what I'm saying? So we used to always be talking, and she would always, you know, see me around. You know, I was always around basketball players and, you know what I'm saying, football players and shit like that. So she was like, she's like, yo, I need a boyfriend. I need a good guy, whatever. So one of my good friends had introduced me to Mello. First, I had met him through Lenny Cook, you know, at the McDonald's All-American game, and then I had one of my good friends was actually driving him. He was this driver for the draft, and he's like, "Yo, I'm a driver. Come on, Anthony. He wants you to come with him to the draft today." So I'm like, "All right, fuck, I'll pull up." So I went and met him outside the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Walked him into the draft, whatever. You know, on draft day, and then we always had kept in touch and shit. So I was like, yo, I need, and I always thought Mello was kind of like a good guy, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I was like, yo, I told Lala, I said, I'm gonna hook you with my boy Mello, whatever. And then I had reached out to him, and he ain't never say nothing to me. So then, like, probably like a month later, he called me. He's like, yo, what's up with the Lala chick, man? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna plug you. So, you know what I'm saying? I made the connection like that. You know what I'm saying? They went on a date, and shit, the rest is history, man.
Oh man, you gotta hook me up with something, man. I need you to hook me up. Send me something, man.
I got you, kid.
Do me a favor, Clue. Will you say something for me? Will you say something for me?
What's up?
Said we'll be back in 2 and 2.
We'll be back at 2 and 2.
You know where that's from?
Nah.
The Love Connection. On the Love Connection show back in the 80s, every time he went to a commercial, he'd be like, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
That's funny. That's funny.
He was known for that. You the Love Connector. Man, look, Clue, man, I appreciate it, man. Good seeing you. I ain't seen you in forever. And with the way shit going, no telling when I'll probably see you again. But always good seeing you. I appreciate you coming on here, man. And just keep doing your thing, man, and killing it, man. You know, us DJs, man, we the ones. Our names was first. It was DJ F and Fresh Prince, Eric B and Rakim. We first, man. We're first, man. So keep being first, Clue. Keep being first, brother.
Yo, much respect, man. Glad to see you still doing it at a high level, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
God bless.
Mafia Radio with DJ Paul.